Here they come! Been practicing this! Anyone else? They're in my sight! Watch a pro at work! Just like this! Everyone all right? Okay, here we go! I got him! That was fun! That's the last of them. Here we go! Here they come!
I got you covered!
We did it!
What a pleasure. I haven't had this much company in quite some time. I dearly hope I'm not imagining this. How delightful. What is it? The latest issue of Dissident Hunter. I've been waiting for this. Most of what passes for entertainment here is appalling. Well, this is curious. It seems someone's sneaking a few things by the sensors. This is a promising direction indeed. Are you telling me you haven't read one? They're fabulously entertaining. Also, they're a surprisingly useful means of ascertaining what's going on in the broader colony. The board's most pressing grievances tend to feature heavily as the problem of the week. Sometimes it's factory strikes, other times it's dissenters. Haven't you heard? Chairman Rockwell and I are on a goodwill tour of the colony as we speak. Probably because I've no interest in being his puppet. My predecessor was content to serve as Rockwell's lapdog. When he saw I meant to oppose him, he made sure I'd have little opportunity to. Except for the bit about my suddenly coming down with stomach flu last year. That truly happened. Aside from battalions of UDL security forces, most of Halcyon knows my name and face, so I could hardly evade Rockwell for long. Besides, remaining close has allowed me to learn just how wrong things have gone around here. It's quite all right. I've got every back issue of Dissident Hunter to keep me company. Excellent! I knew there was hope. Once the Earth Directorate learns of our plight here, they'll have to send help. Yes! We just have to hold out until then. Months, at least. Possibly years. Information travels slowly, and people even more so, I'm afraid. It took me long enough to set this one in motion. Unfortunately, the Earth Directorate, as distant as it may be, is the only power with the reach to curb the board's excesses.
And that they're willing to spend billions of bits to haul a few cruisers to our end of the galaxy.
Believe me, I wish I could offer a more concrete plan. Unfortunately, our options, my options anyway, are limited. Why, I do all the work no one else wants to do. I write reports no one ever reads, monitor colony statistics that no one pays attention to. When I'm not being conscripted to perform in the chairman's propaganda, of course.
Look on the bright side, Mr. Clarke. When folks come looking for those reports one day, imagine how excited they'll be to find your work. Could do a whole heap of good.
I only hope someone comes looking before it's too late. It sometimes feels as though I'm writing these reports purely for my own amusement. That's what I tell myself, but it can be rather dispiriting. Halcyon is headed for a collapse, and no one seems inclined to do anything about it.
I'm inclined, sir. Just point me towards the busted. I'll fix it. I can fix it.
A fine thought, but I'm afraid you underestimate how deep these problems run, and how long they've persisted.
So, Harlow was rottener than week-old Borst. Big surprise. So we're really gonna do this? I've seen lots of crazy, Captain, but Phineas is in a class of his own. Do you really think he knows what he's doing? Sending us to skip the Hope into Terra-2's orbit right under the board's nose? There's a sobering thought. Makes me want to drink. I think this whole plan's insane, but it'll make a good story, you know, if we survive. Speaking of, I get that Phineas thinks he's saving the colony, but what about you? Why risk your neck on this crazy scheme? Coming from anyone else, that would sound like a line from one of those Odeon Pictures movies. But I think you really mean it. Still, all this depends on the other Hope colonists. Are they gonna pull us out of the shit? Or are we all just gonna leave a bigger, uglier stain on this corner of the galaxy? You're too trusting, and I'm gonna remember that when I negotiate for my cut of our reward, okay? Well, whenever you're ready to do this, I'm with you. Anything else? What did I tell you? His down with the man shtick was just an act. No one who yammers that much means half of it. Obviously not, and better for Felix to know that now rather than become the next Trask. Don't get all mushy on me now. Come on, what did we just learn? People look out for their own interests. It's a fundamental law of nature, same as gravity and conservation of motion. Sure I can. In fact, I bet you I live a lot longer. I'm warning you, that reverse psychology stuff doesn't work on me. Sure do. And unlike you, Captain, the rest of us don't get a big fancy room with wall-to-wall windows. But let's forget about that, please. Anyway, you really expect me to believe you're working for the board out of some high-minded idealism? You're right. The point is that self-interest is like self-pleasure. No one wants to admit it, but everyone has a hand in it. Enough about Harlow, though. Anything else?
Something you need?